Welcome to Rebel Speak and Be Encouraged. And I am in the middle of a road trip, unexpected road trip, but I wanted to speak out of Isaiah 9 to your heart today. And it's where Isaiah is giving a prophecy of a time to come that will happen also in Isaiah chapter 36 and 37, when the king of Assyria will mock Hezekiah, who's a good king, a very righteous king, and just going to say, look, at Assyria is so powerful and it's destroyed all the fortified cities, but it hasn't destroyed Jerusalem. And King Hezekiah is in Jerusalem. And Assyria is going to come, and they're not going to just mock Hezekiah. They're going to go to the people and shout to the people, like, you think your king is following God? God's on our side. And there's this harshness. And I just wanted to speak to places in our life that might be mocking us, telling us, ridiculing us, telling us it's just not going to work out well. You're not going to get it right. You're not going to have enough time. I don't know, somehow I have like exams and studying in my heart and mind. Like, you're not going to be able to piece it all together. There's something you haven't handled it, maybe your time right, so God's not going to back you up. Like, there's that beautiful verse of God is for us, who can stand against us? And it's like, no, God isn't sitting there parsing your life. It's the enemy. It's the enemy that accuses that way. God doesn't accuse that way. The enemy accuses us, like, give an account for yourself. Like, no, God's love is tender and it's for you. So I just want to read out of the mocking and then Yahweh's response, okay? And it's interesting because the verse that came to my mind is when Isaiah says, this is what's going to happen to you. But even when he says this is what's going to happen, because they're trusting Assyria in this moment, but even when he says that's what's going to happen to you, there's a way forward in the text, okay? The Lord, the Assyrians are going to cry, do your best to defend yourself. Good luck. But you will be shattered. There's no hope. There's no way forward. You're stuck. The outcome's not good. Listen, all you nations. Prepare for battle and die. Yes, die. Assyria is going to come with so much force and so much confidence and so much condemnation. And in 2 Kings, where we read about this, they tell them, like, God's not even for your king. He took down the places where he was worshipped, and they're foolish because it's righteousness that Hezekiah took down those places. They say, you only now worship in Jerusalem. And so the enemy's foolish, that even as he's mocking them, what he's saying is so very, very wrong. That's Hezekiah's righteousness. He's actually mocking them at the point of their righteousness. Like, maybe you've made sacrifices with time, and the enemy comes in and says, oh, look, you didn't do that right. And it was actually a place where you were righteous. Your behavior was righteous. And then he comes at you, right? The enemy is like, see, you didn't use your time right. And it's like, no, you're foolish. Hezekiah took the places where God was worshipped because he wasn't meant to be worshipped there. You have it wrong. And don't let the enemy tell you where you've been righteous, that now you're in trouble. Now you're out of time because of choices you've made. No, God will back you up. God will back you up. Prepare your plans of attack and then die, for God is with us. That's another way that the Assyrians are like, no, God's with us. Making that play on the word Emmanuel. Okay, there's a play there. But this is what the Lord Yahweh has said to me in the strongest terms. Do not think like everyone else does. I want that. Take hold of that. Anxiety is contagious. We can be around contagious and anxious people. We can be around anxious people and become so anxious from their anxiety. You have to separate from it. You have to gird yourself up in truth. Okay? Do not think like everyone else does. Do not be afraid that some plan conceived behind closed doors will be the end of you. This enemy that's working together to come against you just because they seem powerful and have more together than you, or whatever, they seem bigger, don't be afraid of them. Oh, they're plotting. Don't be afraid of the mystery. Don't be afraid of the things you didn't see till the last minute. You didn't get it right. You didn't understand. Don't be afraid of that. All right. Do not fear anything except the Lord Almighty. He alone is the Holy One. If you're going to fear him, you need fear nothing else. Now, I know this is so crazy because all the reflections in this video, but I'm gonna put it up because it's in my heart. And I pulled over to make it, and I thought facing the sun was good, and it wasn't. But I'm gonna let it go here. Do not fear anything except Yahweh Almighty. don't fear, because his love is for you. He's counted the hairs on your head. That's a sign of intimacy and intention. You're not alone in whatever's going wrong right now. You're not alone. He will keep you safe. That's a word. I just want to speak a word of encouragement in the midst of your mockers, in the midst of accusations, in the midst of hearing you got it wrong, you haven't done it right. In the midst of all those voices, just put your hand on your heart and say, God, I know it's your love. It's not me obeying the rules right. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, obviously we need to obey some rules. Okay. But there's a way that the enemy comes in tyranny and accuses us of doing things wrong when it's not true. And it adds to our anxiety. And the only thing you need to fear is God. And he'll lead you right. He'll lead you right with your time. He'll lead you right with your possessions. He'll lead you right in your parenting. He'll lead you right in your marriage. He'll lead you right with your friends. He'll lead you right. So fear him alone and he'll lead you right. And I just speak blessing and joy and goodness. I've really been praying for anyone hearing this video. It's been deep in my heart today. And I wish you the joy and the peace of salvation in the person of Jesus Christ. God bless you.